Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clay's Couch here. This is your host, Clay D, the one and only, coming at you the best way that I know how. And I am honored and privileged to have on the virtual couch tonight, Dr. Sheria Rowe, as well as former NFL player for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Willie Parker. Thank you to you both for joining me on the virtual couch this evening. How are you two doing?
I'm good, man. How about yourself, good sir?
I'm doing wonderful, Now, wonderful. Now, Dr. Rowe, obviously you have a huge background in academia, and you're also an entrepreneur and author as well. If you could just tell the audience basically what you're about and what you have going on right now over in your life and all, because you have a whole lot. If you could just kind of walk us through that.
Yeah, so yes, I'm an educator teaching college, well, higher ed now for about 12 years. Started as a part-time professor, then moved into full-time, and then department chairperson, and now a dean in our business school. And then with that, started my first business in 2012, and then have now expanded to two other businesses. So magazine, consultant agency, and then author of 3 books. One was a bestseller in 2016.
Wow.
And and then the magazine has come along as well. So
Great.
staying busy.
Great, that's awesome. Now, if you could just tell the audience, what are the names of your 3 books? Because I certainly have looked them up and they're very intriguing. What are the titles of each of your books that you have at this time?
Yeah, so the first book is called White Collar Black Pumps, Volume 1. And then the second one is White Collar Black Pumps, Volume 2. And then the third one, I literally rewrote both of the books, put them together, redid some storylines. Some more stuff happened in my life over like the 5-year time frame of the break, and made into White Collar Black Pumps Meet and Adjourned.
Okay. What was the inspiration behind you writing books, Dr. Rowe? Was it something you've always wanted to do, or did you kind of feel it as a release? What led you to start writing in that regard? And is it something that you will continue to do in the future going down the road?
Oh yeah, I was always a writer.
Cool.
I used to write music at one point, and then I turned the music into words. And so I wrote poetry, starting out like in elementary, middle school. You know, had your little first love. I used to write like the poems, and then ended up writing into literature. And then that's how the book came along in my adult life. And so I literally took what I went through in my corporate experience in the corporate world, and hence White Collar Black Pumps, and put it into a story. And of course, made some entertainment on it. So.
Right. That sounds really cool. You mentioned music. What kind of music were you writing exactly? Were you writing hip hop? Oh, classical. Okay.
Yeah, I wrote a couple of jazz compositions back in high school, and then in college I wrote 2 compositions. So.
That's amazing. Did you ever feel like going into music full time in an orchestra or anything like? Oh, never.
It's always just been a hobby.
Gotcha. Hey, never wrong with that for sure. Now, obviously you're a professor and you're an associate dean at St. Augustine University, which is an HBCU in Raleigh, North Carolina, for those who may not know. As far as your academic path, and you come from a background of education. Your mom is a public school teacher, is that correct?
No, my parents actually never finished college.
Your parents never finished college, okay.
No. My mom was actually child care development specialist. So she's certified in that, and she loves children. So.
That's wonderful. That's
actually,
good to hear.
I didn't want to be a professor. It just kind of fell in my lap.
Gotcha.
And then I grew to love it.
Gotcha. But So it fell onto your lap. Like what made you just say, you know something, academia, I think I can do very well in this. I can see this. Well, was there like a mentor or someone involved that kind of led you down that way? But how did it just fall into your lap? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah. My mentor called. I was literally in the process of transitioning from corporate to entrepreneurship. So I put in my resignation for my corporate job. And a week later, I received a call from the university. It was like, hey, we heard you're about to finish your PhD. Do you mind coming to teach a class? And at first I was like, no, I'm gonna just stick to, my business venture. And they asked me about 3 times. And I finally was like, okay, it's a reason they're asking me. So I did it part-time, taught 2 classes. And then I was like, I actually really like this. And so when I came on full time, I had the conversation with them. It's like, well, I do have a business, so I need to be able to have flexible hours to do both. And so they've accommodated for the past 10 years.
It sounds like a good deal. Shoot.
Yeah.
See, if I could redo any parts of my choice, I probably would have gone the PhD route. So I have a lot of flexibility too, because corporate America, it's hard. I mean, just speaking on this side, it's hard having a corporate job and doing, I don't even like to use the term side hustles, but any other type of entrepreneurial endeavor on top of that, unless you have an assistant, which obviously you do now, and I'm going to get one myself. So, but it's really hard to juggle all of that and be fresh and bright for both. So definitely kudos to you for finding that good strategy out there for sure. Now you also, in addition to obviously being a professor and now associate dean, you're also an undergrad alum from St. Augustine's as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's definitely homegrown to your heart.
It's home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And where did you get your master's and or PhD from? Was it North Carolina Central University?
Yeah, my master's came from Central in information science, and then my doctorate's in business, of course, and that was in Arkansas in Arizona.
Okay, cool, awesome. Now, obviously you're doing a whole lot right now, Sheria, and you have a lot going on and such, but how do you stay balanced? How do you stay fresh and innovative? Because clearly it seems like everything that you touch turns to gold. So something is working clearly, but how do you just manage to continue to find inspiration every day and to tap into that reservoir when needed to stay fresh and bright?
A routine. And I stick to it. So get up in the morning super early, work out, pray, meditate, and then start my work day around 7:45 in the morning. And so I decided, I was like, well, Beyonce has 24 hours in a day. I have those same 24 hours. How can I manage that full 24 hours to make sure I'm balancing my personal life, business, work, family, and all those things? So it works. Stay under the schedule.
That's good. Now, obviously, I see you a whole lot on IG. It looks like you are doing a storm. You're killing it on the workout for every day, every morning. You're managing to find time to do that. How do you feel that your workout journey and your fitness journey has just benefited overall to your mental health or your spiritual growth, or even with any other aspect of your professional and personal life? Because if memory serves me correctly, you weren't always doing this. It's something that really kind of fell onto your lap a few years ago, and you were introduced to it, and then you found a lot of benefits to it. And let's just be all real, and even Willie can attest to this, but it's not easy. It's not easy being fit. It's not easy doing it every day consistently, but just having that discipline to do it, there's a lot of rewards in those initial struggles. So just kind of walk us through how has just transforming your life from a fitness aspect has benefited you, and what has that journey been like?
Well, it's crazy because the main reason I started my fitness journey, I was sick. I had some health issues, and my doctor said, you either need to change like your lifestyle, or I'm gonna be on medication my entire life. And so I ended up hiring a personal trainer. And because I didn't know what to do with workouts, I never really worked out. I'm not athletic. And so I've been with my trainer for now 3 years. And so I learned my body, I learned the physical aspect and how it does affect your mental. then it became my lifestyle. So if I miss a day of workout, I feel weird.
That's good.
So it's definitely my lifestyle now. Um, so it's every day. And if it's not, if I miss a day, I'm doing something that is physical activity to, stimulate my body, my mind, and then reading that stimulates my mind as well and help my mental.
That's good. That's good. How many hours of sleep do you get at night on average, would you say? Everything that you have going
I get
on.
about 6 or 7.
Oh,
I'm usually
okay.
in bed kind of early
That's good.
because I'm up early.
Hey, that's better than my 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. sleep hours. So you're doing something very well for sure. But good. That's wonderful. Now, tell us about Business Mogul magazine. What was this? What's the story behind that? And what's the goal? What's the goal overall? Because it's a digital platform. Obviously, there's a printed copy as well. But what's the inspiration behind that? And what do you draw? What do you draw to? Who do you wish to serve in that capacity with this platform? And what are the goals of it going forward?
Well, the goal is to be the #1 business magazine in the country.
Like that.
The purpose of it, of course, was to inspire moguls. I've seen so many print, digital publications, media outlets that catered only to a certain demographic. You didn't see a lot of multicultural. So I wanted to create something where it's not just strictly business, but also the cultural aspect. So we do cover lifestyle and cultural stories in our publication. And we're reaching out different backgrounds in all walks of life. So we're not stuck on just one particular demographic. But Business Mogul is my baby. Starting it from scratch and then seeing where it is now is just amazing.
Got it. And Business Mogul magazine, that has been out for 3 years now, 4 years now?
We actually just hit our 4-year like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, explain to the audience what the Mini Moguls program is about, because that's something I certainly do follow, and it looks, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Dr. Rowe, that it aims to serve young aspiring entrepreneurs, kind of more, not even kind of, but more or less targeting them or attracting them at a very young age. So there's that pipeline of entrepreneurship and mentors, I would say, just down the road. What is Mini Moguls about, and even the camps that you have, or any applicable scholarship program, if you can explain there.
So Mini Moguls, it's just a kids camp. And so it ends up starting at the camp. Then I started doing more programming for the kids. I did the first camp last year, of course, during COVID. So it was like only about 25 kids. But I remember 2 of the kids came up to me after the camp and was like, they never even heard the word entrepreneurship before. And so to this day, I still talk to them. I help them with business plans so they can understand it. A lot of them have never been exposed to business. And so the purpose of Mini Moguls is to expose them to that, give them the resources that they wouldn't get in their communities because they are underrepresented and underserved. And so all the resources, all the camps I have for the kids are all free to the parents. And so that's where that initiative comes from. So we are having our camp again this June.
Awesome. That's excellent. I definitely applaud you for everything that you're doing there. But that's Dr. Rowe. Obviously, you're doing a whole lot. You're definitely killing it out there. But given in the next year or 2, or even 3 years, where do you see yourself, or where would you like to be with the magazine, with the books, with your career in academia, or maybe even personal, if you're willing to share? Where do you see yourself, or where would you like to end up at?
If I say about a year, about 365 days, I would love to have, Business Mogul will be on the newsstands. It will be in Walmart, Target, and those larger retail giants. So that is one of the immediate goals. And then we also want to take it global, working on something in another country where we can start having a global presence as well. And hopefully my next book will be another bestseller. So I'm actually writing my 4th book now. It's going to be a little different from the first 3. So yeah, so back on my pen and paper.
Got it. And what about in academia? Would you like to maybe be president of SAU one day? Or is
I
that
would love
possible?
to be someone's president.
Okay, someone's president.
If it's St. Augustine's, if it's Shaw, if it's, Duke.
Hey, dream big, why not?
Yeah, I definitely, one of my goals is to be a university president academia.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, hey, keep it up for sure. You definitely have a fan and supporter and partner with me when needed. Now, I would like to ask Dr. Rowe, how did you and Willie Parker come about in your business partnership before, as I transfer this over to him, to explain how this relationship or partnership came about?
It started as a random conversation with the magazine. And then I was going to initially just be on the magazine cover myself for the spring. And then the whole Moguls and Legends idea came. I was like, oh, well, we got to put both of us on the cover. And so that's how that came about. And then the whole Moguls and Legends brand just expanded literally just from that idea of a cover. And so that's how the business started.
Awesome, awesome. Well, we're definitely gonna carry this over to Willie. Good to have you again here, Willie. Now, obviously, Willie, you've come from a very, very good background, obviously, with your career in the NFL, most notably with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and you're Super Bowl champion, and you still currently hold the record for longest touchdown run, which you did in Super Bowl 40 in Detroit against the Seattle Seahawks and such. So, Willie, since your football career had concluded, what have you been up to and just in your life in the community and abroad?
Me personally, I've been navigating around and trying to partner with different organizations and trying to reach out to different demographics, and just offering a helping hand and trying to, create some synergies around here. I'm in Brooklyn right now, but back in North Carolina, I'm trying to accomplish some things that can help our communities out.
That's definitely great to hear. Now, Will, you mentioned it. Are you originally from North Carolina? Now, I definitely do know. I am aware of your background, just for the audience, for their sake. Are you born and raised in North Carolina? Obviously, you went to UNC Chapel Hill, played there, but were you born in North Carolina?
Yes, sir. I was born in Clinton, North Carolina, probably about an hour away from Chapel Hill.
Okay, wonderful. And when you look back at your playing career in the NFL, how do you think that has just prepped you or even just best suited you for just life sense, and as far as what you're able to do with your family in your career and what you're looking to do in this next phase of your life? How do you feel that helped you? And obviously the NFL has a big platform and all, but just personally to you, what else just has it done as far as what you're looking to accomplish while you're on this earth?
Oh, it definitely helped out in a tremendous way. Like you said, that NFL logo is huge. It brings a lot of value to whatever you're trying to do. Either you can utilize it while you're playing, or you can, utilize it your post career. And right now, I find myself turning my light switch back on and utilizing that NFL logo and trying to, reach out to a lot of individuals out here. So, I'm in a great situation as far as like with my family, my friends, loved ones, and helping them out and reaching some of their goals as well. So to answer your question, man, I'm just post NFL career, man. I'm in a great place and being a retired NFL player and just trying to do some big things out here, man. I teamed up with Sheria Rowe and we partnered up in business and we doing some huge things as well. And I think that's simply because of what I've done in the past with my NFL career.
That's definitely great to hear. Now, obviously you're from North Carolina, do you still live in North Carolina? I mean, so it sounds like that you still are. Is that correct in saying?
Yes, sir. I'm in NC. I'm probably about 20 or 15, 20 minutes away from my college, the college that I went to, UNC.
Got it. And just tell us more about your organization, your foundation that you have. Obviously, there's a big event that you're co-hosting, or at least or have a bigger part in tomorrow night in Brooklyn, tomorrow evening. And so just explain what that event's about and what your organizations are all about, and for those who are interested in supporting and learning more.
The event tomorrow in Brooklyn, it's more about me and Sheria coming together and getting into another environment out here in New York City and in Brooklyn actually, and just finding new people and seeing how we fit in. We're moving very strong. We figuring this thing out each and every day, and Sheria has a lot of ideas for us, like while we're moving forward and connecting with different folks from different cities, as you see. And when we bring this back down to North Carolina, we're just looking forward to be even bigger and reaching out to different people or different demographics.
That's wonderful. Why New York specifically for this event? I mean, obviously New York is media capital of the world and obviously has a huge place, but why there specifically to hold this event as opposed to in North Carolina or elsewhere?
New York, it provides like different, types of, types of, opportunities. I guess that's the best word for what we're trying to do. We're just going out. We just out here just having fun, and we just searching for that way or that lifestyle, I guess. And just not searching for the lifestyle, but bringing a different lifestyle with us along the way. But me personally, I think for this really our first event, and how else would you want to start it? How else would you want to start a business? Go to the biggest city of them all and go in there and start off with a boom and then create momentum and then go back to your hometown or wherever else you want to move and just move that kind of way, So, I mean, I'm all for it. Coming to Brooklyn and creating as much momentum as we possibly can to start our business.
That's definitely great to hear. Now, going forward for future events, would you possibly consider having one over in Pittsburgh or even down in North Carolina? Obviously Pittsburgh, because that's where you spend majority of your playing career and such. Would that be a possibility for a 2023 event of this magnitude?
To be honest, I just want to concentrate and focus on what we have going on right now, and put all our energies into this. And whatever happens in the future, it's gonna happen, like no matter what. So, are you attending our event?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Okay,
I'll be there tomorrow night. Mm-hmm.
We're looking forward to seeing you out there, man. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we just want to focus in on what we got going on right now. We don't want to look forward to any other cities, but we just want to just concentrate on what we got going on.
Definitely, just one game at a time. Like I'm sure you took that approach a lot of this weekly while you were in your playing days, and for sure. So it's a good mentality there for sure. But just given that, I definitely know you're focused on just the here and the now, just going a few years down the road. I could definitely just imagine, and you can explain as much as you're willing to dispel, but what are you hoping for just from what you're doing right now in the community and all, even the platform that you have? What are you aspiring for just in the next year or two or so?
Strength. I just want to keep growing and keep getting stronger along the way, and and reaching out and providing whatever we can to like communities in our area as well as other areas. It's about creating not only a strong team, but also a strong movement. And years from now, looking for us to be very, very strong, very, very, a lot bigger, I guess. A lot bigger. I guess that's a better word, and just figuring it out.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. That's the best. That's the best way to look at it. Now, just from overall for what you're doing, from any of your friends or former teammates in the NFL, from what you're willing to disclose, have they been quite supportive of your endeavors and what you have going on with your organizations or what you're trying to do and such?
Yeah, the ones who I've reached out to and asked to donate paraphernalia or memorabilia, they definitely support it. So I only reached out to a few so far, but like I said, as we get along with this thing and move a little further with it, we're gonna get a lot stronger, and I reach out to more people and more teammates and get them to be more involved, I guess. And so right now, I haven't really reached out to too many of them. So a lot of them don't know what I really have going on right now. So it's still the beginning.
Gotcha.
It's still the initial part of it. So that's the best I can answer that question.
That's
or
perfect.
Respond to that question.
That's perfect for sure. But yeah, it definitely seems like what you two have going on is great. Obviously, you have a big weekend with events. Looks like you guys are going to be at the 40/40 Club. I won't be here tonight, unfortunately, like I originally planned to, but definitely tomorrow. You can expect me to be around for sure, obviously in Brooklyn and such. But for those who are listening, how can they best support you, Willie? And even going back to you, Dr. Rowe, how can folks who's listening obviously support Business Mogul Magazine, your events, and anything else that you have going on right now?
Well, we both have our own websites.
Okay.
So Willie's website is willie-parker.com. And then the foundation's website is 39legendsfoundation.com. And then my website is sheriarowe.com. And Business Mogul is thebusinessmogul.com. Do have a Moguls and Legends website. I'm sorry, it's mogulslegends.com.
Got it. Cool, perfect. And how can folks follow y'all on social media?
I am Sheria Rowe.
Okay, and how can they follow you, Willie?
He is at Fast Willie Parker on Instagram.
Perfect, awesome. But thank you two for joining me here on Clay's Couch. It was certainly an honor to interview you both, Dr. Rowe and Willie Parker. You always have a space on my platform in the future, and definitely do my best to support and reciprocate and support what you guys have going on at any time. So
thank you,
definitely can count on that for sure. But I know you have a busy afternoon and day ahead, so I will let you go. But thank you for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
All right, and have a good one.